Hi, this is YSRA'EL, and this is the part 2 of 666 and Revelations. And this goes into see, what you gotta understand is this is it. This is the last days, and the 666 is coming, and they're showing it on YouTube right now. It's 666, and what they're gonna do is easing it very well. They're not gonna put money on there. They're just gonna put your records and your ID identification, and then they're gonna implement the money on there. And it's simple as that. Excuse me. As simple as that. All right. They are deceiving you worldwide. They are scaring you out of your goddamn procedures, and when it comes to the economy, it comes to the deficit. They say they have a solution, and the solution is to get rid of paper money and make it into electronic credits on your thing there. Now we're gonna go through a lot of stuff. Alright, when the economy breaks down. There's no doubt about it. But somebody gonna come out and say, hey, we got a solution. We're gonna put these what's that called? We're gonna put these chips in you, and the whole world will not be run by money. It's gonna be run by electronic debit money or a chip. And it's simple as that. So, and I believe that's when the Antichrist will come. So I'm going to start at Revelations chapter 19, verse 20. Alright? And the beast was taken with him, the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. Now, personally, everything is political. To instill fear in you and trick you to do something, they have to have some kind of external threat. Right? And that's when you come your terrorist bombings, your attacks on the World Trade Center, your attacks on the Pentagon, your attacks on even Pearl Harbor. And as simple as that. There's evidence coming out that the United States had pre-knowledge that the Japanese was heading towards Pearl Harbor. So, can this be engineered? The fear of overseas attack, the dumbing down of Americans through water systems like fluoride and so forth and so on, TV and nonsense journalism. Alright? The journalists and CNN, NBC, and places like that are in fact tools to put fear in you. To instill the protection. 666. You can't live on top of that, Big Brother with the cameras and so forth and so on. It's all a trick. Okay, I'm gonna go back in here, verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. Now, this false prophet has not been identified. Now, this has not been identified yet. But I'll tell you this. All due respects, Obama is acting like this false prophet. And it's simple as that. Alright? and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. Verse 21. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Chapter 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit, a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on to the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him up 1,000 years. Now, when I was in my studies back when I was younger, I had mad confusion what that was until I've seen a recent video. This man came up with an idea and he laid hold on the dragon and the old serpent, which the devil and Satan bound him up 1,000 years. Now, you ask yourself this. Who is this serpent? And how they bound him up? What I learned from this video is that this verse is talking about the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was bounded up for 1,000 years. 1,000 years. Because the Roman Empire was the country or nation that conquered Israel in 70 AD. And what happened was that they were bounded up, their power. There was no other great nation after Rome. No other. No other great nation after Rome. After Rome fell, you had Greece. You had Greece and you had Rome, Babylon, Egypt, and so forth and so on. All these nations come out of the seed of Ham or Canaan. Okay? Now you got this last one. He was bounded up for 1,000 years. And he came back. And he's called not Rome, but America. Okay? Alright. Bottomless pit, great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on, verse 2, and he laid hold on to the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and the Satan, and bounded him 1,000 years. Okay? And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him. Now this is what happened is, after he got tore down and Roman Empire was destroyed, God did something and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loose a little season. Meaning, he's going to be loose from the bottomless pit for a little season to deceive the world. And I saw a throne, and they sat upon them, and judge was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus. And this is go back to my other point when it comes to the 666 and so forth and so on. Alright, they're going to behead you. They already brought, I already seen the YouTube video, they already brought, the military already brought thousands of guillotines. Is that disturbing enough for you? Alright. And for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their forehead or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead live not again, until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. But you gotta understand something. When you die, you're not dead. You are asleep. And God has the power to resurrect you from the dead, which you will receive an eternal body and soul, eternal vessel or body, which will be an everlasting body or immortal body, where you will never get old. You'll look like in your prime, like what you look like when you come back. And that's serious stuff there. Blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. On such a second death have no power. But they shall be priests of God, of Christ, and shall reign with him for 1,000 years. They will be priests on the earth for 1,000 years. So that's my little assessment right there, and hope you enjoy it. So.